Just a word of warning before the video starts. There's a storm going on right now. So if it sounds like Israel's carpet bombing my neighborhood, just know and understand. Bro, there's a storm, okay? Like, don't be the comment, bro, why it sound like bombs going on? You need to fix your... Shut up. I don't need to fix my mic. Shut up. Anyways, so Donald Trump has now declared that he would like to be Pope. And he posted an AI-generated picture of himself dressed as the Pope. Bro, I can't, bro. Like, he even said publicly, I would like to be Pope. Let me show you guys the clip.
I'd like to be Pope. That would be my number one choice.
So he's like fulfilling his like Antichrist prophecy now. Like, he's actually into it. He's embracing his fate. He's embracing destiny. He's embracing what was written in the stars. Literally. Like, this dude, like, I know y'all gonna be in the comment section, bro, shut up. This is astrology politics. I refuse to surrender this. Donald Trump was born on a blood moon, and that matters. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Y'all niggas be like, yeah, like some of y'all be like, oh, why does that matter? It matters. It matters. I said what I said. His name means ruler of the world, and he was born on a blood moon. He wants to be Pope, and he's evil. How much more math do you need? Like, how many more times do I have to add 2 + 2 for you to get 4? Now, is what I'm saying scientifically accurate and relevant? Probably not. It's probably bullshit. But I said what I said. Now, Donald Trump has decided to go on Twitter and post, Truth Social, which is usually where he goes to post things that he knows are out of pocket. Donald Trump went on Truth Social. Oh, the White House actually posted it. Wow. So the White House been relegated to an absolute joke. So from Aaron Doherty, okay. Shout out to Jack Doherty. He got robbed recently. Praise God. The White House posted an AI-generated photo of Donald Trump, who is depicted as the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. Trump attended the funeral of Pope Francis in Rome last weekend. The White House posted an AI-generated photo of President Donald Trump depicted as the Roman Catholic Pope late Friday. The image, which first appeared on Trump's shit social account, was posted days before Catholic cardinals are set to begin conclave and elect the new pope. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show called The Borgias by Showtime. You can buy it on YouTube. Amazing show, okay? Amazing, underrated, beautiful show. So great. My favorite show I've ever watched. It depicts, cardinals, trying to figure out who's going to be pope, people plotting, scheming, bribery, all that kind of, intrigue and stuff like that. Just an aside. But here we have the most demonic sight I've ever seen. Deontay Crunk as the president. I can't with this, bro. I can't. You know what? Bring radical Islam back. Bring it back. I can't. You know what? Just bring radical. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bring the jihadists already, bro. Send the flood. Bring down the comet, the asteroid. Bro, what is this, bro? But it's quite fitting, right? Because popes throughout human history, popes aren't that the papacy's not that old, but popes throughout Christendom, the history of Christendom and the papacy itself have always had questionable behaviors and antics behind the sines. I mean, Rodrigo Borgia had a mistress. He had multiple baby mamas. Cesare Borgia was a cardinal. He had 11 kids by multiple baby mamas. The papacy has never necessarily been the most virtuous of positions a man could hold in terms of the character of the men who actually assume the role rather than the office itself. But I think it's quite fitting that Donald Trump wants to be Pope. I think it's quite fitting because it just reflects the the unseriousness and the confliction of morals and office, right? Donald Trump assumes the mantle of president. He becomes the president, but his behaviors don't really reflect the office. Unlike the papacy, the presidency, for the most part, has been a mostly professional, office. People who enter into that role tend to conduct themselves appropriately. You have some people who wild out like Bill Clinton or, Donald Trump or Nixon or whatever, but most people tend to conduct themselves appropriately and behave themselves. Donald Trump, just like with the presidency, as with the papacy, it is an individual who does not actually reflect the morals and ethics that are supposed to be reflected of this office. That is what Donald Trump is like. Like, that's literally him. Like, that's just the reality of it. It's fitting. That is his story of, like, going into offices that are supposed to be moral and just and full of all of these expectations of goodness. And then he just, to say he falls short is like an understatement. He just isn't any of those things. But it's also disrespectful. Let's just get to the core of it all. You know, Pope Francis has made little quips toward Trump in the past where he spoke about, you know, those who build walls will become prisoners of the walls they put up. Which is ironic because, like, when this whole MAGA thing falls apart, they're all going to jail. But, you know, I think this is another instance of Donald Trump being egotistic, you know, I think this is another instance of Donald Trump's ego being wounded and him taking it out on the person who wounded his ego. Pope Francis passes away, and in the wake of a great man dying, a man who showed compassion to people of all walks of life, even walks of life condemned in the Bible, right? He showed love to the LGBTQ community. I mean, this man was literally what you would expect a true Christian to be like. Donald Trump, in the wake of this man's death, after attending his funeral, decides to post a picture of himself as Pope. This nigga's unserious and childish and incredibly disrespectful. And this is part of the reason why I really don't I'm starting to hate conservatives genuinely, because this is the kind of shit we have to put up with. And young kids in this country look up to the president. Well, not anymore. But they look at the president and see this kind of behavior. And it affects the country. People, unfortunately, are very much monkey see, monkey do. People see someone of that level of power, that level of influence, that level of prominence behaving in this way, and you see it reflected in the country. People act more and more like Trump every single day in politics. People who would never behave like this, never speak like this, conduct themselves like him because he's the one acting this way. A man dies. It hasn't even been a month since his death, and you're posting pictures of yourself as the Pope. Absolutely disrespectful. But this is exactly who he is. It's incredibly emblematic of who he is. Donald Trump, he occupies positions of power that are completely that are just the antithesis to who he is as a person. The president, the Pope, like positions of power he should never curse with his nasty little greasy ass little hands. He finds a way to disgrace. He finds a way to besmirch. He finds a way to defile every single time. So, ladies and gentlemen, your new Pope, your new heir to St. Peter's, your new vicar of Christ, Donald Trump. My goodness. This is the president now. I don't know if we're ever going to recover from this. I don't know if we ever will. Seriously.